Are you tired of wondering why your love life seems to lack the sparkle of a Hollywood romance? Well, you're not alone. Join the club. Many of us get wrapped up in the tantalizing world of relationship myths, and it's high time we debunked them. These myths, as enchanting as they may be, often lead to unrealistic expectations, disappointments, and a whole lot of unnecessary heartache. They paint a picture of love that's more fiction than fact, more fantasy than reality. From the belief that true love is unconditional to the notion that a relationship should be fight-free, these myths are as common as they are misleading. And it's not just about setting the record straight. By debunking these myths, we can make room for healthier, more fulfilling relationships that are grounded in reality, not make-believe. So, are you ready to challenge what you think you know about love? Let's dive in to debunk these myths, one by one. First off, the belief that relationships should be like those in movies. It's a captivating thought, isn't it? The whirlwind romances, the grand gestures, the passionate declarations of love. But here's the real deal. Real relationships aren't scripted. They aren't directed by someone off camera. And they certainly don't always have a perfect ending tied up with a pretty bow. In reality, relationships are more about stability and consistency. They're about being there for each other through the mundane days and the stormy ones. They're about understanding and accepting each other's flaws and growing together as a couple. It's not about the grand gestures, but the small acts of kindness and love that truly matter. It's about the quiet moments of connection, the shared laughter, the comforting silence. And while the movies can be fun to watch, they're not a blueprint for real-life relationships. So remember, real life isn't a movie script. Feeling doubt in a relationship is common. It doesn't mean you're with the wrong person. Let's unpack this. We all have our moments of uncertainty, whether it's about a job, a decision, or a relationship. Doubt is an inherent part of being human. It's how we question, learn, and evolve. When it comes to relationships, doubt might creep in for various reasons. Perhaps it's due to past experiences that left a mark, or personal fears that have little to do with your partner. It could be a fear of commitment, a vulnerability, or even a fear of happiness. These are personal battles, often independent of the person you're with. Rather than viewing these doubts as a sign you're with the wrong person, see them as opportunities for introspection and personal growth. Address them, confront them, and communicate them. Remember, it's completely fine to have doubts. Doubts are normal, they're not a red flag. True love requires accepting each other's flaws and growing together. We've all heard the phrase, true love is unconditional, haven't we? But let's take a moment to debunk this common myth. The idea of unconditional love is beautiful, but it can set some unrealistic expectations. It paints a picture of a flawless love story where everything is perfect. But let's face it, we're human, and we're not perfect. True love doesn't mean there won't be challenges, disagreements, or times of conflict. It means that when these moments arise, you work through them together. It's about growing, learning, and evolving as a couple. It's about accepting each other's imperfections and loving each other even more for them. It's about embracing change and celebrating the journey together. So remember, true love isn't about being perfect. It's about accepting imperfections, and that's what makes it so beautiful and real. Happiness comes from within, not from a relationship. A common misconception is that a relationship is the golden key to happiness. However, this belief can lead to an unhealthy reliance on another person for fulfillment. It's important to remember that happiness is an inside job. It's about finding contentment within yourself, embracing your worth, and cultivating a positive mindset. A relationship should not be viewed as a magical potion that will automatically erase all sorrows and bring joy. Instead, it should be seen as a beautiful addition to an already fulfilling life. When we establish a strong foundation of self-love and self-worth, we are able to contribute positively to a relationship, rather than looking to extract happiness from it. We become partners who uplift each other, rather than burdens who drain each other. In essence, a relationship should be a delightful dessert, not the main course. It should complement your happiness, not be the source of it. Jealousy isn't love, and changing for someone else isn't necessary. Let's dive a bit deeper into these myths. Jealousy. It's a word that often gets tossed around in the realm of love and relationships. But is it really a sign of love? The answer, quite frankly, is no. Jealousy is often a reflection of our own insecurities and lack of self-confidence. It's about the fear of losing someone, the fear of not being good enough. It's not about the depth of love, but the depth of our fear. In a healthy relationship, trust should be the cornerstone, not jealousy. It's about believing in each other, having faith in the bond you share. It's about celebrating each other's successes, not getting entangled in a web of envy and suspicion. A partner's role should be to boost your confidence, not to shake it. So instead of viewing jealousy as a sign of love, see it as a sign of something you need to work on within yourself. Now let's talk about changing for someone else. We've all heard it before, haven't we? The idea that love means changing ourselves to fit someone else's mold. But here's the truth. Love isn't about changing who you are for someone else. It's about growing together, while also maintaining your individuality. If you find yourself changing your values, your interests, and your personality to please someone else, it might be time to step back and reassess. Yes, compromise is important in a relationship, but it should never come at the cost of your own identity. Remember, you are not a project for someone else to work on, nor is your partner. Love is about accepting, respecting, and cherishing each other as you are. It's about embracing each other's quirks, understanding each other's flaws, and still choosing to love every single day. In conclusion, love isn't marked by jealousy or the need to change for someone else. It's marked by trust, respect, and mutual growth. So let's let go of these myths and strive for healthier, happier relationships. Love is about accepting each other as you are, not changing for someone else. Communication is key, and maintaining separate interests is important. Let's talk about the myth that partners should always intuitively know how you're feeling without you saying a word. Wouldn't that be fantastic? But alas, we are not mind readers. In fact, expecting your partner to always know what's going on in your head can lead to misunderstandings and frustration. It's important to express your feelings clearly and directly. Remember, your partner can't fix a problem if they don't know it exists. So communicate, communicate, communicate. It's the golden rule for a reason. Now let's debunk another myth. The idea that couples should do everything together. Spending quality time together is crucial, of course, but it's equally important for each partner to have their own hobbies, interests, and time alone. This maintains a sense of individuality and fosters personal growth. It's healthy to have separate interests, and it can even make your time together more enriching. When you have your own experiences, you bring something new to the table. You can share your perspectives, your learnings, and your excitement with each other. This can make your bond stronger and add a layer of depth to your relationship. On the flip side, doing everything together can lead to codependency, and that's not a recipe for a healthy relationship. Plus, having some time apart can make the heart grow fonder, as they say. It's all about balance. A well-rounded relationship involves shared experiences, yes, but also individual pursuits. So in essence, communication and individuality are not just desirable in a relationship, they're necessary. They're the antidotes to these relationship myths. They help you understand each other better and respect each other's individuality. They foster a healthier, stronger, and more fulfilling relationship. A healthy relationship is about understanding and respecting individuality. Relationships require work, and fights are normal. It's a common misconception that if a relationship is right, it will be effortless. But the truth is, all relationships, even the happiest ones, require work. It's about nurturing the bond, making time for each other, and continuously striving for better communication. There's no autopilot in a relationship. It's a journey that requires constant navigation. On the other hand, the notion that relationships should be fight-free is also a myth. Disagreements are inevitable when two individuals with unique perspectives come together. It's not the presence of fights, but how they are handled that matters. Fights can actually lead to a deeper understanding and appreciation of each other if handled respectfully and constructively. It's about learning to disagree without being disagreeable, expressing your thoughts without hurting the other, and finding common ground amidst differences. Remember, a good relationship isn't devoid of conflict. It's about how you handle it together. So, we've debunked 10 common relationship myths. We've journeyed through the labyrinth of misconceptions together, pulling down the walls of fallacy brick by brick. We've seen how movie-like relationships are often an overdramatic illusion, and how doubt is a natural part of our human condition. not necessarily a sign of a wrong match. We've discovered that true love is not about being unconditional, but about accepting flaws and growing together. We've understood that a relationship shouldn't be your only source of happiness, and jealousy, quite contrary to being a sign of love, is an indication of underlying insecurities. We've seen the importance of changing for growth, not for someone else, and the indispensable role of communication and maintaining individuality in a relationship. We've also debunked the myth that happy relationships are effortless, and fights are not a sign of a failing relationship, but an opportunity for deeper understanding. Remember, love is about understanding, accepting, and growing together. Don't let these myths steer your love life off course.